Comrade Chair, now Lieutenant General Sam Kavuma, and your outstanding team, our distinguished partners and friends, my fellow members. I'm still a member of Wazalendo Sacco, by the way, and very active at that. First, let me congratulate you for this outstanding organization, really world class, I must say, and also the strides you have made. I don't know which AGM I last attended. I know that the most memorable was Comrade Chair, what you mentioned, the Guru meeting, which was a watershed. Because had we failed, I think we wouldn't be here. And I remember, I think you should have invited Omara. Because Omara, you know, we had a debate and Omara was on the other side. Because the issue was, do we continue with the salary earners scheme or SACCO? And Omara was very, very teachable. Omara was operations officer of Stanbic. Oh, really? So the man was very articulate. So in the morning, he won the debate. And actually, you remember you heard him, you know, he was the hero. Now in between, somebody whispered to, when we had gone for lunch, you remember, somebody whispered to me that in fact, in Stanbic, the employees of Stanbic do not take salary earners, the lower cadre. They actually have a SACCO. So when we got that intelligence, I whispered to General Ronda, I said, you know what? We are going to beat this guy. I have got this intelligence, so I think we shall defeat him. So in the afternoon, when the staff and command reconvened, I put my case. I said, this man is being dishonest. He's a beneficiary of SACCO. Why does it, if salary earners scheme is so good, why doesn't he go for it? Why is he pushing it to us? And that settled the matter. As usual, we won the day. So I wanted, actually you should have invited him today, because today is now the day when I should celebrate the defeat of Omara. Now, to put but he was doing his job, because afterwards when we met, he said, you know, I was doing my job, but you are right. Now, I just wanted to, Mr. Chair, I know there is no little time, our guest of honor, just to give a bit of correction. Actually, this struggle to use the cooperative strategy to address the welfare of soldiers started way back in 1988, if you remember. The issue, I remember the time, and of course how I got involved was because I was in the political department. And I was assigned this job because the nanny of welfare was under CPC at that time. I don't know whether it still is. And at that time in the political education we had two subjects, welfare at work and welfare at home, or family welfare. And of course the biggest challenge, because of the lack of resources, was welfare at home, the family welfare. Of course, before that, we had no problem because we didn't have families. We didn't have pressures. Whether in the bush or the first years in the government, where we're not even earning any salary. We're just, we only got ration cash allowance. You didn't have any pressures. But gradually, pressures came. And we remember when pressures became too much, and some of us could not withstand them, and were using other means. You remember the book that the president wrote, The Value of Political Education. He was addressing this. It's not that we were bad. I mean, just that the pressures were too much, relatives, who, and some who had started getting married. So the issue of welfare at home came up. Because at work there was no problem. You had your uniform, you had your ration cash allowance, and when salaries came, it was okay. But now the issue was, how do we solve the question of family welfare? Then the then Army Commander, General Muntu, sent me and General Kayanja now. That I made a mistake. It was not General Kayanja now, the one who is a big man. It was the other one. But in the book I saw you referred, I think they misrepresented. So Eric Kayanja. So we were supported by International Cooperative Alliance in Moshi to do a study in the armies in Southern Africa, Zambia, Malawi, I think even South Africa, to see how they have used the cooperative strategy to solve family welfare. We came, we gave a report, and actually we were going to start. Then IMF came in with the structural adjustment program, the neoliberalism. That's when they started disbanding, saying government must get out of people's lives. That's the concept of neoliberalism. So cooperatives were either disbanded, those which survived, like Usoga, Rada Bugishu cooperative, it was by chance. So that was the end of cooperatives, talk of cooperatives in the army, until recently when, in 2005, when again, that concept was proved to be wrong for the global economy. I think it was after Margaret Thatcher and Reagan, who were the proponents of that, had gone out of the way. So then that's when this came up, and I'm really, really, really proud that to borrow the president's the seed, the mustard seed that we sowed, you have managed to nurture it over time, develop it, and such a giant, and an example both of self-reliance, and I'm in line with your theme, foundation of self-reliance for ourselves in the military, but also an example to the country that we can actually solve our own problems without depending on anybody else. So congratulations, and really I'm happy that you remembered me, that I still exist. I think we are not very many who are still alive of that time, and to see that you remembered me and honored me, I'm most delighted, most grateful. I feel a sense of homecoming, just like when I was invited for Tarehe Sita. I have been a beneficiary of Wazalendo Sacco at a personal level, even when I was in the police. I tried to introduce it in the police, but I was fought. I found some amorphous thing called, you remember Omoding, something called Passad, yeah, Passad. So, and the beneficiaries were those top people, the directors, not the am I wrong, Omoding? Not the lower ranks. And my concern was the lower ranks. It had no regulations. It was just managed by a few people. I don't want to name their names. And they really made it difficult for Exodus Sacco to take off. Because it was obvious that was the answer. But anyway, so I could not go to Exodus Sacco because it was limping. I kept on at home with my Wazalendo Sacco. When my daughter was going to study abroad, we collected our savings, remember, I don't know who was there then, helped us, and we managed to solve that problem. And more recently, I think it was when I saw Onatakam to Kashagam, I thought I was seeing an angel, because people used to fear to come to see me. He came with his team and then solved a big problem. Actually, I had brought I'm making the best yogurt actually, if not Africa, in the world. So and I would want actually I wanted to bring my vehicle kind of let me down. I wanted to bring and give you as a way of mobilizing you, promotion. You know, in business language, that's promotion. so that you can buy it for your health and also for the children. Oh, sorry, I'm now becoming a salesman. Sorry. No, but seriously, and I remember when we were retiring, the president said, don't go into schools, don't go into hotels, go into food production. Of course, for me, he was preaching to the choir. And he said, but why can't the Minister of Defense buy your things? So please, Minister of Defense, if you are here, buy my yogurt. It's good for you. I think I heard that I think it was the chief of the investment arm saying that when they go there, they don't find nyumba for the nyumba loan. But for me, recently the loan you gave, by the way, I'm the first beneficiary of that innovation, and I want to thank you very much. Yes, it has helped me. I got a processing unit from Yuri, but it was not working. It was just, I was not able to use it until I got gap financing. I'm ready to account. You talked about books. I'm ready to account for every penny that you gave me. As a consequence, today I can proudly say I'm producing yogurt. And some people may look down at yogurt, that when I say yogurt, hey, that thing. There is a lot of money, and I want to encourage you to go into food production. If only, when I heard that there is money, I want to process banana flour, to make banana flour. And so can you give me, I just need 600 million to buy a machine. Why don't you give me that money which is lying there? And I make money for you. So really, and in fact, when I'm going back to that point as I end, this point I mentioned about our money being in the commercial banks. It's okay. It's okay to fix it. But you see, you are our voice. If I go to negotiate terms, and you go to negotiate terms, it's different. In fact, when I talked to them, I argued with them. I said, but I'm borrowing my own money on market terms. Yet I'm supposed to be insulated. Because you see, the history of cooperatives, you know it. It was actually to liberate the workers, the smaller people, from the banks. Now we are going to the banks. So if we could consider, because I asked them, they said if Wazalendo leadership can approach them, those of us who bank in these banks where their money is, like housing finance and post bank, they are ready to give us special terms. They are ready. And I had mentioned it to Kano Onata. If you negotiate for us, actually, because you are our voice. I remember when I was chairman, we tried to do it with housing finance so that our members can acquire homes. I had gone there. That time there was a man called Kabonero. When I went there alone, I wanted to get a mortgage. He said, "You, Kare, where will you get the money?" Because he said, you have to put in 30%, and they will give you 70%. Now, years later, then I will invite him. The General Ronda invited him. I was there, and he said, "We want to get mortgages for our soldiers. We have our savings. Can you give us good terms?" He says, yes. Because he smelt the money, you know that, all the savings. Then he said, yeah. Then he said, what about the 30%? He said, forget about the 30%. So, really, you are very powerful. You can negotiate for us. You can lobby for us. Even you can take up, sorry? Where is he? You are listening. Because these banks are hostile. They are hostile to agriculture. Am I wrong? Even the agricultural credit facility, I don't know whether there is somebody from Bank of Uganda. Agricultural credit facility is not meant for producers. It's meant for produce buyers. Because short term, 6 months, 12 months, how do you expect a producer, really, honestly, Chair, that in 6 months, you have produced a product, put it on the market, you know what is involved. Really, you are here, really, and God is there. Honestly. The banking, and yet the strength of the country is on agriculture. So I'm inviting the leadership of our circle to really take the bull by the horns. We should be the vanguard. And transform. Even UDP, you're talking about UDP. UDP is Kiwani. Sorry. Yeah. I applied in 2016. Up to now, I have fulfilled all their conditions. I have even paid the 1%, half of it. They have refused to give me a loan. And then they don't even give you a reason. Really. My law is rusty. You are the lawyer. Surely. I have satisfied all the conditions, and you don't give me a loan. What course of action should I take? Honestly, no, there is. I remember when I was in the commissariat, there was a lesson. Who is the enemy? And who is the friend? Really, who is the enemy of the economy of Uganda? I don't want to create problems. I have enough problems as it is. But I want to thank you. You can see I'm very happy because I am where I should be. I'm home. Thank you very much.